You wouldn't download a car, would you? Yes. Yes, I would. Because that'd be badass. Today I'm talking about Metallica. No, not this, though it would be video worthy. I'm putting my judge robes on and walking you through the case that was Metallica B. Napster, Inc. Period. To quickly fill you in on what Napster was, it was a P2P file sharing service for music created in 1999. This ended up launching the idea of internet piracy, hence why downloading the Minions movie from Santa Maria is no longer legal. Now, to fill you in on Metallica, they wrote Enter Sandman. Anyway, the reason Napster was on Metallica's radar is because early in the year 2000, they found out an unreleased demo of their upcoming song was being played on the radio, and the origin of the leak was traced back to Napster. Then they found out their entire catalog was available on Napster for free, and Larzy didn't like it. Metallica fans, however, did not like that they were anti-Napster. The reason it's obvious that they didn't like it is because there was a CD smashing party, I guess. A bunch of Metallica fans got together and just smashed all their CDs because they weren't able to have it for free even though they already paid for it, so I don't know what the big deal was. The big argument was Metallica's rich enough, they don't need the money. To their point, yes, but that wasn't their intention for suing Napster. Essentially, all they wanted was control. They weren't against this new scary thing called the WWW. They also weren't against people who were okay with having their music on Napster. They said people being okay with their music on Napster was their choice. They just didn't want their master recordings out there for free, and if they did, they would have just put them out there themselves. Some people say they contradict themselves by having their music on platforms like Spotify and iTunes now, but they don't because they chose to put it on there. Anyway, back to 2000. In May 2000, Metallica hired a network consulting firm to monitor Napster, and they ended up making a list of over 300,000 users who were downloading and sharing Metallica's music. The band wanted their music to be banned from file sharing, and the users responsible for sharing their music to be banned from Napster. The users were banned, but were able to join using different names. You know, it's sort of like when you want to watch the new season of Fuller House. You don't want to pay for Netflix, but you want to watch Fuller House. So you just use the free trial. It's sort of like that. But in this case, it's always been free. Metallica just gets mad. Metallica getting mad is the paywall. In March of 2001, the court ruled in Metallica's favor. This ordered Napster to remove all Metallica songs from Napster within 3 days, or Metallica would shut Napster down. That's not what the script says, and that's not what happens. What would happen is Napster had to remove all the Metallica songs within 3 days, or it would be shut down. Dr. Dre, also known as Beats, he, along with other record companies, filed lawsuits against Napster, and this led to the termination of over 200,000 accounts. In July of 2001, Napster reached a settlement with Metallica and the Doctor after a German company was going to buy Napster for $94 million and would block any artist music that they didn't want on there. But oh, Napster, you silly little goose, that's not that easy. The judge ended up blocking the deal because Napster's CEO was also a former executive of the company that was going to buy Napster. Judge Judy didn't like that and she said no. Years later, Napster's brand and logos were bought at a bankruptcy auction and rebranded a service called Press Play, and then later merged with something called Rhapsody. So Napster still exists. Sort of. It's obviously not in its original state, it's only the brand that's still around. In the end, Metallica won, but Napster undoubtedly changed the music industry forever. People of my generation won't remember a time where if you wanted to listen to a band's new album, you'd have to go to Walmart and buy a record or CD. We've always been able to open our phones and listen to it for free. This has opened the door for anyone who wanted to become a music star. You could put your music on SoundCloud or Spotify, and people may end up discovering it, and you may become a big hit. The way this would happen pre-internet, You would have to either pass demo tapes around and hope it gets into the hands of a record producer, or you would have to start playing live shows and hope a record producer comes to your show. Some people jumped on the current way of becoming a music star really early. To name one is Soulja Boy. What he did was upload his song Crank That to LimeWire and title it a name of whatever was popular at the time, and people would download it thinking it was I Disappear, but it's actually Soulja Boy Superman in that hole. So all in all, what Napster did drastically hurt and helped the music industry. It helped in the way that more people can have eyes on them because it's easier to get discovered, but because of streaming, artists get way less money than they used to. According to an approximation done in 2019, it takes 136 streams to earn $1 on Apple Music, 229 streams on Spotify, and 1,449 on YouTube. To just make minimum wage on YouTube, you'd have to have 2,133,333 streams. And that's a lot. So if in 30 years you look back and you wonder why the big rock stars don't live in hilltop houses driving 15 cars anymore, blame Napster. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Ironic, I know. What am I here to talk about? Well, me, Trevor Ward, also known as The Dark Wolf Show. I'm a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and now, freshly, as of last week, a podcast host. I now have a podcast called Discussion Parade. You can check it out if you want to at this link. I do a podcast along with my friend, twitch.tv/thetoiletpaper. It's spelled goofy, don't ask me why. So if you want to check out the podcast, it comes out every other Saturday. There's an episode coming out, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday. So if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. There's an episode waiting for you already. And I think the thumbnail is pretty damn good. Look at that stuff. Wow. So, if you want to check out the podcast, feel free to do so. And if you want to check out TP, again, feel free to do so. So, yeah, watch the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Twitch. I don't know. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Did you like the video? Okay, bye.